Here, the earth was now controlled by four powerful forces: air, water, soil, and fire. All the people had one ability from these that they could control. But after 100 years, a child was born who had the ability to control all four elements. However, due to an injury, the boy forgets all his powers. Now it is to be seen how he learns to control all four elements and defeats those enemies who want to capture the whole earth. A girl named Katra is shown on an icy island, and she had the ability to control water. Katra was looking for something to eat there with her brother Shaka. "This place looks so awesome, isn't it?" she said. Both of them reached a place while following the footprints of animals, and that place was completely covered with a layer of snow. Then they saw something shining from under the snow. At this moment, they became completely adventurous. The boy started breaking the ice to find out what was inside. Now you must know that when such an ice layer is broken from the middle, the whole ice above it collapses. This is exactly what happened to both of them. All the ice there started breaking, so instead of falling into the cold water, Katra and Sokka moved away and reached the shore. Then, a circular object started emerging from inside the ice. It seemed as if there was someone inside. Katra was determined to find out what was inside, so she went to break the large object. As soon as she broke it, a powerful force burst out, knocking Katra backward. The entire ice sheet shattered, and from within it, a very bright light shot straight toward the sky. Some people saw this light and decided to go there to investigate. After the light disappeared, Katra and Sokka approached the site and saw a small child who had become unconscious due to severe injuries. There was also a strange, white-colored creature with him. Despite its odd appearance, Katra and Sokka were kind-hearted, so they took the child to their village. When he regained consciousness, the boy told Katra that his name was Aang and that he had come from a temple in the south. He insisted that he had to return to his temple. Just then, they saw a large fire approaching the village. It was the people who controlled fire and wanted to conquer the entire world. The government and everyone else became aware of their arrival. Shaka suspected that they might be coming to capture all the young children because there was a great power inside the little girl, as they had seen in the previous encounter. Fearing this, the villagers gathered all the small children in one place, hoping to protect them. Soon, the Fire Nation arrived, led by their commander, Zuko, who had the greatest ability to control fire. He demanded that all the villagers come out. As the people obeyed, some soldiers searched the huts where the children were hiding. Aang had been concealed under a cloth, which initially prevented the soldiers from recognizing him. However, as they were leaving, the cloth slipped off, revealing a strange marking on his forehead. The soldier who saw this immediately pulled Aang out. When Lord Zuko saw Aang, he was struck by the sight, as if he had been searching for him for a long time. Without hesitation, he ordered his men to take Aang to his shrine. The villagers were powerless against the Fire Nation's might. Zuko and his men took Aang away. Katra was furious and begged her brother, Shaka, to help her rescue Aang at any cost. But now the problem was figuring out how they would reach him. As they were trying to come up with a plan, the white-colored creature that had been with Aang suddenly appeared, flying through the air with some children. This gave Katra and Sokka an idea of how they could reach Aang. Katra went to ask her grandmother about the mark on Aang's head, which had led to his capture. Her grandmother revealed that Aang was the Avatar, a being born once every 100 years, possessing the power to control all four elements. However, the Avatar had been missing for the past century and had been hidden beneath the ice. Meanwhile, on a ship, Zuko was testing Aang with his uncle to determine if he was indeed the one they had been searching for. To confirm this, they placed fire, water, and a stone in front of Aang. As soon as these three elements were placed before him, they began moving toward him, proving that Aang was the Avatar. However, they were unaware that Aang only knew how to control air and had no mastery over the other three elements. When Zuko attempted to seize Aang, the boy instinctively used his air-bending abilities to escape. He quickly fled, soaring into the sky. As he escaped, he found his old friend and master waiting for him. Aang transformed his staff into a glider and flew to his companions. The Fire Nation soldiers could only watch helplessly as he disappeared into the distance. Aang and the others traveled to the Air Temple, where he was reunited with his childhood friend and mentor. Excited, he rushed to the training grounds, hoping to find his fellow monks, but instead, he was met with a heartbreaking sight. Only human bones remained. All his friends and masters had perished. Years ago, it was known that the Avatar would be born in this temple, so the Fire Nation had launched an attack to prevent him from receiving the training he needed. They had slaughtered everyone to ensure that, wherever the Avatar was, he would not be able to learn to control all four elements. Devastated, Aang found an old amulet he had once made for his master. Overwhelmed with grief and rage, his eyes and the mark on his forehead began to glow. A powerful wind surged through the area, sending him into the spirit world, where he met a great dragon who informed him that the Avatar had been missing for 100 years but had now returned. Meanwhile, on Zuko's ship, his uncle commander observed him from a distance. Zuko was determined to capture the Avatar at any cost and reclaim his throne. In a meeting with the Fire Nation leaders, Zuko was insulted for failing to catch the Avatar. In rage, he declared that one day he would prove his worth. As Aang and his companions continued their journey, they encountered a frightened child being chased by Fire Nation soldiers. The child hid behind Catra, who stood her ground. She attempted to use her waterbending to attack the soldiers, but her aim was off, and she accidentally struck her own brother, leaving him gravely injured. The Fire Nation soldiers took them captive and brought them to a village where the use of elemental powers was strictly forbidden. Encouraged by Aang, the villagers, who had the ability to control soil, decided to fight back. Together, they successfully drove out the Fire Nation oppressors. After their victory, Aang revealed that he only knew how to control air and needed to learn the other 3 elements. Determined, they decided to travel to the Southern Water Temple to seek training from the best waterbenders. Along the way, they liberated more villages from Fire Nation control. However, the Fire Nation soon learned that Aang was still untrained in 3 elements. Fearing he would gain mastery, they devised a plan to trap him at the Air Temple. There Aang encountered an old mentor, but it was a trap set by the Fire Nation. Despite being captured, Aang was rescued by a mysterious figure. Using his air-bending abilities, he fought off the Fire Nation soldiers. Eventually, Aang, Catra, and Shaka arrived at the Water Temple, where he began training in waterbending. Just as he started improving, the Fire Nation attacked the temple. As chaos ensued, Aang sat beneath a tree to meditate, hoping to receive guidance on how to defeat them. Meanwhile, Catra stood guard, protecting him with her waterbending as best as she could. Of 18 waters, but she was not able to control herself for long, and from the other side, he attacks Catra, due to which Catra falls down, and imprisons her at a place by hitting her. And was still in meditation, and he was in the same spirit world where he was seeing that big dragon. He tells the dragon that he will be able to defeat his enemies only when he is able to control his anger, and does not consider himself a burden. After the death of his friends and master, he will not be able to control himself. And only after this happens, Aang's power will increase 100 times. Here, when Han regains consciousness, he immediately starts running away from there, and Ruko also keeps attacking him. Han keeps trying to kill him somehow, and Aang keeps running away from him. Catra regains consciousness and somehow imprisons Zuko inside the ice so that he cannot kill him. The Fire Mission people succeed in entering their temple, and the commander, along with his partner Kim, goes to that place where he used to get the power of the Water Temple. There were 2 fishes in the pond, which were transparent, due to which all the people got the power to control the water. The commander steals a fish and closes it inside the cloth. Catra and everyone else go there, and while everyone else is busy fighting, the commander, without thinking, kills the fish, due to which the power of all the people in the Water Temple is reduced, and they are not able to control the water completely. The moon and the sky had turned completely red, and it seemed as if no one would survive because the spirits of the Water Temple used to give power to everyone to remain stable. But one of them had died now, so Princess Shur decides that she will sacrifice her life to revive the fish. She goes to the pond and starts transferring her soul to the body of the fish, due to which the fish becomes alive, but the princess is killed. Everything starts becoming normal, and the moon and the sky also become completely clear. Commander Super keeps attacking, but then Peruko's uncle arrives, takes Zuko from there, and leaves. The commander attacks him from behind, but Peruko's uncle is even more powerful than him. The commander's attack is easily stopped, and he leaves. Then some people arrive who can control water, and together they attack Commander Job, causing him to lose his breath, fall down, and die. Now the fight of all of them will have to be stopped. Only then a big fire falls on the wall, and he was not feeling guilty at all. He was not getting angry either. Then the hidden power inside him awakens, and he starts controlling water very well. He uses the water inside the river and creates a very big wave, which could kill the people in the formation in one stroke, but he does not do so. The fire wanted to scare the people below by showing them what he could do. Now everyone knew about his real power, and all the people in the Fire Mission take Harman and consider him their new avatar who will protect all of them, The story also ends here. So viewers, how did you like this story? Please tell in the comment section. If you liked my explanation even 1%, then please super thanks. Definitely subscribe to this channel because this will give me a lot of motivation to bring similar interesting stories for you. See you in the next video.